White supremacy takes the year out of your life that supports them the most.
The threat is if we empower ourselves, it would be at the lessening of them.
Here's my social security number. Fucking here it is.
So that's a testament to that.
Now I want to get to go back a little bit. Where were you born? Like where'd you come from?
Oh, I'm born and raised Jersey City, New Jersey. Born and raised, and then I had moved to Roselle, New Jersey for a time. Then I moved back to Jersey. I used to live on 17 Stegman Street in Jersey City, and then I moved in like 88 or 87 to 141 Woodlawn Ave. Went to PS15, went to Sacred Heart. Man, let me reverse that. I went to Sacred Heart. When my mother put me in Catholic school, because she didn't want me to hang with the cats around my way because they was going to PS15.
Is that still in Jersey?
Yeah, this all Jersey City. And so I got myself kicked out of Sacred Heart so I could get to 15. And then I hung with them, went to Henry Snyder, that's Jersey City. That's where I graduated from. And so that's my upbringing, you know what I mean? And I grew up like every other brother, most of us grew up in broken homes. So my father was in and out. And so in and out of, different type of, nonsense you would talk about, with drugs, stealing and stupid stuff like that. So that's like my upbringing. And I even went in the military. I went in the military thinking that I would escape the drug game because my sister, so I got a twin sister. So my sister, she joins the military.
Are you a twin?
Yeah. I got a twin sister. Yep. She 15 minutes older than me, man. But I still, I'd say I'm the oldest now. But we twins. It's weird to say you're the oldest and you're a twin like that. But so she go into the military first. And so I ain't doing nothing but hustling. And I think I'm doing like deliveries on the side, trying to get by. I was like 19 at the time. And as I'm hustling on the block, the D's come, and when they come up, they find this stash of dope, and they was like, if we don't find this dope on nobody, we locking all of y'all up. And if you don't know, you get locked up for dope, you can get football numbers, especially this is like in the 90s. And so I ended up not getting locked up. They found dope on somebody or whatever. And so I joined the military thinking I'm gonna escape the drug game. And I did my basic, I did my AIT. I go to Fort Hood, Texas, man. And on the barracks, so the second floor of the barracks, they selling all the dope, weed, cocaine, right on the basis. So I'm saying to myself, it ain't no, you can't escape. And that's the thing, you cannot escape the drug game. And when they try to placate like it's in the black community and blacks are the drug dealers and stuff like that, no, America is a drug dealing country. That's why they legalize weed. That's why they legalizing every single thing. And you can get any drug you want in America. And that's what that taught me. So I had to come up with another concept or whatever. So I was good with computers and shit. So I got into the computer world. And then I was doing that. And I found out I eventually moved out of Jersey City. I moved to West Orange. But I used to hang in East Orange.
Hold on one second.
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry.
No, we good.
Okay.
I just want to kind of go back a little bit. As you're growing up in Jersey City, you say your pops is in and out. So at this time, are you raised by your mom? You said
I'm
you and
raised
your
by
sister?
my mother. Yeah, no, it's me, my sister, and my brother. It was three of us.
Okay.
My brother was the youngest. So it's my mother raising us, man. And I always talk about my mother in such reverence. Not, because some people reverence their mother, they disrespect their daddy, right? I don't disrespect my father. And on the back end of what they call Father's Day, right? On Father's Day, they would take that as a time to disrespect fathers too, because mothers be getting the Father's Day cards, which is weird to me.
Yes.
And the reason why I say I don't disrespect my father, and this is a drink everybody should take. Whenever you say your father ain't shit, you saying you ain't shit because he made you.
Yep.
So, but let's say if your father really ain't shit, you know how you reverse that? By you being the shit. Now your father is the shit. So my father is dead and gone, but my father is the shit now because I am. You know what I mean? So I resurrected my father, and that's how you correct the mistake. And every black man knows this. When they mama told them they daddy wasn't shit, they find out when they baby mama tell them the same thing and they feel it. So then they can understand.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And just to give the reverence that I gave to my father before I finished about my mother, my business, I have a body butter, body oil business. It's called Carl Gas. That's named after my father.
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's inspired by my mother. Like, my mother was such a testament. Like, she never disrespected my father in front of us. I never heard her argue, never had heard her say anything like that. And she would fight to make sure that we lived the right life. Even with my mother used to take all the niggas on the block, all my friends and stuff on the block, would take us bowling, would take us skiing. She was doing every single thing to try to keep us away from that type of street life. And so that was like my mom. And my mom, I remember my grandfather used to tell me I wasn't gonna be shit. And my mother was like, no, yes he is. And that's a good thing, because like, if your mother tell you ain't gonna be nothing, you might think that.
That's real talk.
But now my grandfather saying one thing, I'm listening to my mother defend me. That made me say, okay, I ain't that bad, because my mother saying this good stuff about me. So my mother raised us like a mother should. You know what I mean? She was very motherly. And if it got too bad, she would find my father. And if my father cleaned himself up and wanted to come back home, she would let my father come back home. And because when he was clean, he was like me. Like, the best way to explain my father, he was just like me off of drugs.
Okay.
But like everybody, if you know about the 70s and stuff, that heroin was taking everybody. That was my father's demon.
Wow.
My father's demon was that heroin. And when he was on that heroin, it was demon time. Like,
what was your relationship like while he was going through all of this?
When he was on heroin, he was a monster to me. I mean, an absolute terrorist.
Like what
Meaning,
what do you remember that he did that had you feeling that way?
It was very physical abuse. Like, he would beat the, like, if I did something wrong, he wouldn't take it out like on my sister couldn't do no wrong.
Okay.
My younger brother couldn't do no wrong. It was damn near like I was getting the middle child shit, even though I'm a twin, so technically I shouldn't be the middle child. You know what I mean? So my father would punch. If I did something, and I ain't saying I didn't do nothing that deserved an ass whipping. I ain't saying that.
Okay.
But the ass whipping he gave was like, God damn, it was $1.50. I remember I stole like $1.50. He beat me for like 3 days. I'm like, God damn, Pop. Like, now, so I ain't understand it like growing up. You know what I mean? It was weird, because if he was sober though, he showed great love. But if he was on that dope, he showed great hate. So I never really wanted to see him on dope. Even when I got older, so when I got older, and he was clean from like 98 or 99 to like 2005.
Okay.
And so
he dealt with this for a long time.
Yeah, his whole life. It was always off and on, 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 like that. But he got clean in. So when he got clean in, me and him, you know, we start kicking it, would hang out. And I remember we was painting my house one day, and I forgave him. I said, Pop, you know, I forgive you for everything that you did. Now, I did that for me and him, because forgiveness is something that we don't even consider for our parents. Like, we don't consider. I had to start thinking, like, what made my father think heroin was the way? And how come he couldn't control that demon of heroin? That's why I've never done nothing higher than marijuana. I've smoked weed before in my lifetime. I was definitely afraid to do anything higher because of the way my father was hooked. Yeah. I knew if I did that shit one time, I'd be out there vent like this and shit, looking for the needle shooting up. So I was scared to death of that. You know what I mean? So it took a while for me to really understand. But as we got older and I forgave him, it released hatred that I had for like my siblings. Because they wasn't getting tormented, in my mind, tormented like I would look at it like, man, y'all think y'all better. So I stopped caring about my family because I was the only one getting punished in that fashion. And that taught me a lot with psychology, because a lot of these kids and a lot of these brothers and sisters that we see is because of some type of torment or torture that they went through, that now everybody becomes an enemy because of that. And if they're not able to free themselves of that, who knows what they'll be. Like, I don't know what I would be if I didn't free that of my father. But the part I want to say about I couldn't see him on heroin, so like about 2005 or 6, he gets back on it. And when he got back on it, and I saw him one time, and when I saw him that one time, I couldn't see him after that, really. It wasn't a fear thing, but seeing what he was, I wanted to keep the memory of what he was. I couldn't keep seeing the memory of what he now became. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he ended up passing away from cancer. I think he passed away from cancer in 2007. He ended up passing away from cancer. But even through all of that, you know, we buried him. My mother, you know, she didn't stay with him during that time. But when he was clean, you know, she would stay with him. So that's kind of like, and this story is not special. This story is every black child's story. The only thing I want people to take from it, if anything, is that forgive your parents. Like, you should forgive your parents, especially if you get old enough in your life to where you can reflect change. You should reflect the change, because maybe we have an opportunity our parents didn't have. We got the lessons of our parents, so now we can correct those mistakes of our parents.
Did you and him have like a lot of like beef while you were growing up and going through back and forth with him, or did you guys?
No, I was only through if I was messing up. It's funny because some of my childhood I don't remember, but we never really had, because when he would be clean, he would give me a lot of jewels. Like, even coming into the truth, and when I'm saying, for those that don't know, when I say coming to the truth, meaning being an Israelite, some understandings, it's like he knew, because we would talk about certain things that I didn't understand when he was saying it, but I understood as an Israelite. So I got a lot of wisdom from him, because he used to be a counselor. He was like in charge of, because when he go to the rehab clinics, he would form organizations within the rehab clinic. So our relationship was straight like that. So it wasn't like when he got clean, we had to have this conversation of healing. We just got together and like that. So it wasn't never like that.
How did like him being, you know, in drugs traumatize you? Because I know we all carry some level of trauma through whatever acts our parents do and things like that. How did you see it affected you as you went through your life?
The effect that it had, that's why, like my younger brother, I wasn't as kind to him as I could have been. Like, when my sister was a girl, so when my father didn't touch my sister, when I'm saying touch, like beat or punish my sister, I didn't think about that because she's a girl. But I'm saying my brother making mistakes too. Why he ain't getting the same treatment I'm getting? Yeah, so I'm like, God damn, yeah. So for a time, it was like I didn't care for my brother either. I had to mend that relationship with when I say mend the relationship, I had to endure. By the time I decided that I realized that I was messing up, I think my brother is like maybe 19, so I'm like 24 or something like that. And I'm realizing that I'm the cause of his hatred of me, the same way my father was the cause of my hatred for him. So I decide I'm gonna fix this. So I tell my brother that, but my brother still got all this aggression. So now as he barking up, yelling and stuff like me, normally we would fight, but now I'm like, I don't want to fight him because I want to show him I'm trying to be sorry or remorseful for what I did. So I had to endure that. So I would say that it affected me, you know, with how I treated my younger brother. And it took me realizing that, and I was able to fix that. And that's what a lot of us do. Sibling rivalries can exist from torture. Like, if you're getting punished from your parents and another sibling is not getting it, you could be evil to your sibling and they ain't do nothing. They ain't the reason for it. You can't do nothing to you. I couldn't beat my pop's ass, but my brother, I could do that to my brother. And you're not realizing I'm torturing my brother for no reason. Like, that's an unjust thing.
For no reason. You releasing that energy that you feel.
Yeah, it's energy I'm feeling. But he wasn't supposed to get it though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to get it. So I was able to fix that bond with him. And I like this. Damn, there's some good questions you asked, because what makes it good is that there's a lot of us that have issues with our brothers, issues with I'm talking about actual brothers, actual sisters, because of things we went through in childhood that the brother or sister ain't got nothing to do with it. But like you said, you got to work that aggression out through somebody. We are naturally.
I'm older brother, so you know you get all.
Oh well, you understand it,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everything you get everything first.
Right.
So I had my little sister.
Right.
And I'd beat her, but you know, you could be mean. You could do.
Yeah, you could be mean.
you know
Right.
Say things or whatever.
Yeah, man, and that's what kids do. And children don't realize the damage they doing until you get older. So when I got older and saw the damage, then I decided to correct it. I was also a terrible drug dealer because I was conflicted. I was terrible at it. I tried it. I did it. I ain't saying I didn't do it. I did it. But I would be conflicted because I missed my pops. I would miss my pops. That's why I was conflicted. I was conflicted because I love my father so much, and when I was old enough to realize that it was heroin that he was doing, and then I'm selling this drugs, I ain't gonna say the drugs, but I'm selling these drugs and putting these drugs together and making these drugs, and then I'm going to selling and I'm looking at these people, and then I'm like, damn, I'm doing to them, and they probably got kids. So how am I expecting my father to come back if I'm doing that to this man, to this woman? You know what I mean? So I was conflicted. That's what I mean when I say I was terrible at it. Mm-hmm. Not that I couldn't do it, but my conscience bothered me because my father was on it. Jeez. And so my concept was like, maybe if I stop, I can get my father back. And I did get my father back for a time, from like 99 to, like I said, 04, 05. So the only thing I sold after that was my brother had got his hands on some Viagra, and I didn't even know that was even a sellable product. Let me tell you, my brother come to me. He like, yo, Ty, yo, man, this white girl, he love messing with white girls. He was like, yo, this white girl at the doctor's office, she just gave me this box of Viagra. You know what I mean? I'm like, Viagra? I'm saying to myself, Viagra? What we gonna do with Viagra? So I sat on it. I sat on the Viagra for maybe a month or so. But it was this barbershop that I used to frequent all the time. It was T's Barbershop, my man T in East Orange. And one day he cutting my hair. And so I said, well, let me ask him about it. And I said, hey man, you know anybody interested in Viagra? Man, I'm sitting on this whole damn near caseload of Viagra. And I can't, he was like, what? Like a light bulb. Where they at? You got it right now, I'm gonna make a phone call. And no bullshit, he made a phone call. And then I go get the Viagra, come back and got rid of all of it. I said, Steph, yo, we might have hit a gold mine. Because I did not know. And you be surprised young boys getting Viagra. Damn, I can understand like an old head, you know what I mean, getting Viagra. You know, you get old, they ain't jump starting like it's supposed to. Yeah. But young boys getting Viagra, y'all ain't made like we made. I didn't need Viagra. I did not need no damn Viagra. I ain't need no Viagra. I don't need Viagra now. You know what I'm saying? So that was probably the last thing, and then after that, I think the well ran dry because I think he stopped messing with the girls, so couldn't get her no more or whatever. But that was it. But I don't really look at that as like no illegal substance because that's just Viagra. But I was horrible. So those are the two things that I think that left a mark. And they used to call me like Malcolm sometimes when I was younger because we'd be smoking or some shit and I started saying, man, we gotta stop this. They, come on, man, we don't want to hear that shit. Almost like Sharif. Yeah, almost like. So when I watched the shit with Sharif, now I'm a little more thorough than Sharif was, but Sharif was like kind of like me, like at something. Now, but I would still do it. Sharif had stopped doing it totally, so I would still do it, but I would be like, man, we gotta stop. Y'all sure we want to keep doing it? Da da da. So I was always like that. So that's what I would take. But my mother, you know, I love the hell out of my mother. She a funky ass Christian though, but I love the hell out of my mother.
White supremacy takes the year out of your life that supports them the most.
The threat is if we empower ourselves, it would be at the lessening of them. Here's my social security number. Fucking here it is.